I am glad to be home. What you doing?
I'm writing a letter to Michael.
You are? You're a good sister. So, I'm sorry. I thought I'd be home for dinner.
I make granola bars in case you're hungry.
What a nutritious dinner. Thank you.
How's community service?
Community service was 3 divorces, 2 thefts, and Dr. Spaulding called and you have to have another session with your father.
No way am I going back into therapy with Dad.
Yes way you are. You need to do the work necessary to get through this and beyond it.
I already am.
I do realize that the therapy session with your dad did not go that well. It's a little rough.
Mom, he's in denial.
All the more reason why you shouldn't be. The issues that you're bringing up in there are hard for him to address, so you have to...
Dad wasn't addressing anything. He just sat there doing his typical thing of claiming he's right and everyone else is wrong. It's Johnny's fault for saying those things about Dad in court. It's the therapist's fault for wanting us to talk about it. It's everyone's fault but his. So, fine. Moving on. Dad's perfect.
Let me ask you something. Is it possible that, in part, your relationship or lack thereof with your father had something to do with the choices you made with Kiefer? Okay, so then you need to work on this with your dad.
I'm trying to explain there's no way to work through anything. He justifies his abuse of Claudia, which he refuses to even admit was abuse.
How about we just give him credit for being willing to discuss this with you in therapy?
He wasn't discussing. He was defending how he treated Claudia and then getting mad when I didn't roll over and say, "Poor Dad, I understand," so he could walk out without feeling guilty.
How about we don't rush to judgment?
Why are you defending him?
Because he's your father. That's why.
You're making excuses like I did with Kiefer.
When you were growing up, I tried to protect you from your father and then also not try to cast him in too harsh of a light. That's walking a very fine line, and I think it's safe to say that I failed.
You were right to protect me from Dad. He was violent, domineering, and angry.
But he also happens to love you, for whatever that's worth. Honey, I know Johnny Sakara said a lot of bad things about him, and it's stuck in your head. But what you have to know is they weren't all accurate.
Yes, they are. Dad was abusive to Claudia.
That may be true. But what you need to know as well is that Claudia was sick and unbalanced and cruel and vindictive in her own right.
Johnny said the same thing, that his sister was messed up. She did a lot of damage. I mean, she got Michael shot. But she didn't deserve how Dad treated her, and I can't understand why you're defending him.
Understanding behavior is not the same as condoning it, my love.
You want me to think the best of Dad because he is my dad, and you were with him once. Just like I wanted to think the best of Kiefer. But what Kiefer did to me was wrong, and what Dad did was wrong, and he has to pay for that, and someday he will.
I wish we could do more than just write letters.
At least we're doing something. Dad's not even helping Michael.
I thought you said Uncle Sonny went to visit him.
Well, only to get Michael to convince me that Dad's really wonderful. He's got Michael totally brainwashed. I sat there in the prison visiting room listening to him say that Dad loves us and he'd never hurt us and that he's not to blame for all of our problems.
Well, yeah, of course. Michael really wants to believe the best of his father. It's human nature, Kristina.
And why had Claudia gone so crazy that she was trying to steal a baby and waving a gun around? Because my dad abused her. He was so awful that she finally lost her mind.
Wait, you really think it's Uncle Sonny's fault?
There's no question. Michael's in prison because of Dad. And he can't even let himself be angry. Michael's trying to make everything okay, but it's not. This is all Dad's fault, and he has to pay for it.
You said before you would make Uncle Sonny sorry.
I talked to Johnny, and he feels the same. He's furious at Dad for ruining Claudia's life, and he wants to stop Dad as much as I do. Can you keep a secret?
Yes.
I'm helping Johnny.
Wait, that's your big idea on how to get back at your dad? Pretend you're going out with Johnny Zakara?
Dad thinks Johnny's a lower life form. He hates him with a passion. It's the perfect plan.
Are you sure you don't actually want to date Johnny?
No, absolutely not. I don't want to be held or kissed or anything. And that's why this plan will work, because Johnny made it very clear that he would never touch me. And if any guy sees me with big bad Johnny Zakara, they'll leave me alone. So I don't have to worry about dating guys from school either.
You've really thought this out, haven't you?
And the best part is, Dad will totally freak.